Welcome to Raising the Standards. Jacoby with you, with my partner, as always, and co-host Bill Wolverton. Hello, Bill.
Hello, Michael.
I'm not going to ask you how you are, because I know you're good, my friend.
Okay, good.
And April, my heavens.
That's
already.
right. Yes.
Yeah, time flies.
Time does.
Yeah.
Let's see. I had a birthday 2 days ago.
Well, that's good. Did you have a nice birthday?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Every time, it's interesting. My grandfather and my father passed away at 66.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned 74 in a couple of months, which means I'm living on house money. So,
well, that's one way to look at it.
Yeah, I know. When I go, I'll run into my father and goes, "You're about 8 years late. Where you been?" Hopefully 20 years late. Anyway, welcome to Raising the Standards. Delighted you're joining us today. Good show today. We're going to talk to Mark Christian Miller, marvelous jazz singer, piano player out of Southern California, and with some new product out that is very tasty. We'll hear a little bit about it. But before that, we'll introduce you and say hello to my friend, Mark Miller. Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Say hi to Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Hello, Mark. Pleasure to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
So how's life in Southern California?
It's a gorgeous day. It's cool and sunny, and been doing some gardening. Did my piano practice early, and I'm headed out to a rally in a few minutes.
Yes.
And all's good.
Good for you. Good for you. Let's talk a little bit about your background. Growing up, was a lot of music in the house as a kid?
A lot of music. My mother taught piano from home. We had a lot of piano students in the house, and one of my earliest memories is lying under our piano in the parlor and hearing her play Chopin. She was a wonderful classical pianist. And they both sang in church, and they encouraged us to be active in music. So there's always been a lot of music in my life, I'm grateful to say.
Now, did you get your mom being a classical pianist, and I'm sure you started playing classical music, did you get any sideways glances when you started sliding into jazz?
No, not at all. And I came to the piano later in life, but I was active in school music. I played the baritone horn and sang in all the choirs, and then studied classically at the University of Iowa for a while, and then I sang classically a light opera in San Francisco for a few years with a company called the Lamplighters. They're still in existence. And we did mostly Gilbert and Sullivan. And so no, it's all music. And so I came to the piano seriously about 15 years ago. So I came to it late, but it's a big part of my musical daily life these days.
I always wonder when someone says later in life what they mean by that. It gets further and further back as I get older.
Well, it certainly does. I'm talking after 50. So I came to it, 45, yeah. 45, I guess.
Good for you.
I was a full-time student at LA City College in their music, on the music department, and took some class piano and some private piano there. And then I studied with some really wonderful private teachers here in Los Angeles. We're blessed with a lot of great musicians here. So I've had some great instruction privately on the piano, currently with Josh Nelson, who's brilliant.
Do you know our friend Mark Winkler down there?
Yeah, I know Mark. Mark's great.
Yeah, we had him on the show a couple months ago, I think. Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark's wonderful.
Yeah, he's
really
great.
Good guy. Very, very friendly. Very supportive of all the other singers. And
absolutely,
cool.
He and when I think of Southern California musicians, Judy Wexler, who's an old friend of mine.
Yeah, Judy's a good pal. I've known Judy forever. Yeah. I used to do a lot of booking music around town. I'm not so much these days, but I booked Judy into a few things. I've just known her from the scene for a long time, and she's great as well. Very focused and hardworking.
Well, talk about when you crawled out from under the piano. Did you write? Were you into singing, or how did that all come together? Was there an epiphany?
Not really. Well, I started in the musical theater. So I actually moved to San Francisco in 75, 76, and kind of bounced around not knowing what I was doing. And then I ended up singing with this operetta company and studying classical voice. And then back in those days, they had what was called the Los Angeles Civic Light Opera Music Theater Workshop. Sadly, no longer in existence, but it was a workshop that they would choose 22 people a year to come to LA and study musical theater at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion. And
Wow.
in rehearsal, yeah, it was a great way to come to LA. So I auditioned for that at the Orpheum Theater in San Francisco and came down here and was really focused on musical theater for a few years. If I really was serious about that, I should have been in New York, but I didn't want to live in New York. I like Los Angeles. So I knocked around and did some equity shows. I got my union card, summer stock, dinner theater. But I didn't like it's not a very stable life. It wasn't for me. So I wanted something more, regular. So I started working in restaurants and I went back to school as a music major full time for a couple of years. And that's when I got bit by the jazz bug. And so
Now,
it's just kind of all come together.
but go back to your younger days. When
Hmm.
did you do musical theater in junior high and high school?
I went to a small rural high school in southwest Iowa, in Madison County.
I believe that's
So my
redundant,
music,
by the way.
yeah, no kidding. My music was top 40 radio out of Des
Okay.
Moines, the top 40 pop hits of the day. And then choir, we had a really good, always, those small consolidated schools, we got a good education there in that public school. And we always had music classes. There was always a show choir. There was always a marching band and a concert band. And I participated in all of that. But I didn't know jazz from anything. I did get taken on a field trip when I was in junior high to Simpson College, which is nearby. And the Stan Kenton band came through. So I went to this concert. I couldn't believe what I was hearing from this Stan Kenton big band. And it just was mind-blowing to me. And then later on, when I went to the University of Iowa, I lucked out and got a roommate who had really great taste in music, a dorm roommate. And he had all the Teddy Wilson, Billie Holiday recordings. He had Big Mama Thornton. He had blues, Delta blues. So I was exposed to a lot of new music as a freshman in college. And it just sort of developed from there.
And you made the dean's list. I'm reading. I'm looking online.
Well, that was it. That was at LA City College.
Yeah.
I had a really good experience there for 2 years. That's where I met Terry Merrill Aarons, who founded the LA Jazz Society, and that was still is a great organization. In fact, I'm going to one of our events tomorrow. And it was basically started by the wives of some of the Count Basie alumni who were around town, Sweet Edison, Al Aarons, people like that, Shelley Mann. And so they started this jazz society, and they heard me and started supporting me and booking me into some shows around town with some of the better players. And they really, kicked my level of musicianship up a notch just by pairing me with some of the great people who were playing around town at that time. Gilda Mahonis, who played with Lambert Henderson Ross, and Ross Tompkins, and just all these great musicians who were in LA. So that LA City College experience, I'm still benefiting from that 2 years.
I knew
It was
Howard,
a great experience.
I knew Howard Rumsey, who was the bass player for Stan Kenton
Yeah.
during the Lighthouse years. Did you go to the
Yeah.
Lighthouse when you were down there?
I've been to the Lighthouse. It's still going. They
Is
still
it?
do some jazz. It's still there. But I would go like Chadney's. I would go to. There were so many more clubs back there. There was Dante's. There was the Money Tree, where my friend Paige Cavanaugh played in Toluca Lake. There are still venues, but there were more then, and I would hit those. The Lighthouse was a bit far for me. It's down along the coast, and I would kind of more stay in the Burbank, Beverly Hills, Hollywood area.
We're,
But,
we're talking to Mark Christian Miller. Mark, did you influences vocally? Were you a David Frischberg fan?
Yeah, I knew David. I didn't know David. I actually studied with a very close friend of David's, Joyce Collins, who actually lived with David for 4 years and told me some good stories about him. So he heard my music and liked it. I never really met him. But I like Frischberg very much. But I kind of went through all the classic wonderful singers that I think most people who care about jazz vocals pay attention to: Mel Torme, Mark Murphy. And a lot of the ladies, Dakota Stanton. I was a big fan of Lorenz Alexandria, who I got to meet. She was still working when I was here. Anita O'Day, who I actually got to work with and meet and know her. And so all the classics. You can't beat Sarah, Ella, Anita, Torme. And then, of course, there's our amazing young singers now, who I'm very, very much in admiration of. People like Veronica Swift.
I think Veronica Swift is magnificent.
She's incredible. We gave her our Jazz Vocalist Award on our tribute show for the LA Jazz Society last year, and she just blew everybody away. It was more of a rock show, which I thought was really wonderful. And she was very articulate about why she was doing rock. She said, I love jazz, but I've always loved rock, and this is what I'm doing now. So she gave us her best stuff, and I think it's almost like a combination of Anita O'Day and Janis Joplin.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just insane. She is so musical.
She does. She does a version of Getting to Know You, which is just knock your socks off. That is a great arrangement.
Yeah, I think she's incredible. And of course, I've always been a fan of Sarah Gazarek. I've known Sarah a long time, and actually, I started booking Sarah when she was still at USC. So I would book her into little club nights around town. And, she's, of course, gone on to do amazing things, multi-Grammy nominations. Her girl group, Saj, is really incredible, the close harmonies these ladies do and their arrangements. So we're blessed with a lot of wonderful singers. It's just great. It's just a great scene.
Well, we're blessed with you as a wonderful singer as well. Talk about your career when you first started recording. How many? Your latest CD is what is it called?
It's called Strange Meadowlark.
Okay,
which is the Dave Brubeck, Iola Brubeck song. His wife Iola wrote a really good lyric to his Strange Meadowlark. It's really good. So,
now, how many CDs did you have out?
This is my fourth, and then I did one together with Betty Bryant.
Okay.
But this is my fourth as solo leader.
Talk to me now. Did you produce it? How involved were you in terms of choosing the selection of tunes? And who did you do the arrangements with?
Well, I was really lucky to have an executive producer, which means the money.
Yeah.
So there's an incredible man here named Alan Eichler, who has worked with every major singer that we all know through the years. And he's been an artist manager and a booker. He used to book the Vine Street Bar and Grill. I mean, he's just incredible, the stories he has about this business. And he offered to produce a record for me. So he gave me the money, and then he just stepped it back and let me do my thing. So I got the material together myself, and I worked with a great piano player here named Chris Dawson, who's on the record, on the arrangements. And also Josh Nelson does one of the arrangements on the record. And so it was a collaboration on the arrangements. And then in terms of the production, I had a great engineer, and I just gave it over to him in terms of the mixing and mastering. And that's Paul Tavener at Big City Recording Studios. And I said, just do your thing and send me the tracks. And if I hear something, we'll address it. But he's such a great ear and so trusted. So once I got everything laid down, I just gave it to him, and he sent me the tracks, and that's how it came together.
Well, the folks want to find out more about your work. Listen, in a few minutes, we're going to play I'll See You in My Dreams.
Cool.
But folks that want to find out more about you, website?
MarkChristianMiller.com. And I'm streaming on everywhere fine music is being stolen. I'm on it.
Yeah, the whole world is streaming. It's incredible. Hey, what kind? Do you get up to Northern California? Have you got anything Northern California plans for concerts?
I don't. I'm going up to Seattle again. I do a gig there at a little place called Egan's in Ballard in Seattle, which is always fun. And then I've got a thing in Pasadena. Nothing in Northern California right now. I've got this thing in Seattle. Then I've got a couple things here in LA, one in Pasadena. Then I'm doing a house concert in Mount Washington here in LA in November.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for taking time to chat with us. Give my best to our buddy Winkler and to Judy, their dear friends.
I absolutely will. Thanks, Michael. It's always fun talking with you.
Always good to chat with you, my friend. So here, our friend Mark Christian Miller. I'll see you in my dreams. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks.
Though the days are long, twilight sings a song of the happiness that used to be. Soon my eyes will close, soon I'll find repose I'll see you in my dreams, hold you in my dreams. Someone took you out of my arms. Still I feel the thrill of your charms. Lips that once were mine, tender eyes that shine. They will light my way tonight. I'll see you in my dreams. See you in my dreams, hold you in my dreams. Someone took you out of my arms. Still I feel the thrill of your charms. Lips that once were mine, tender eyes that shine. They will light my way tonight. I'll see you in my, see you in my, see you in my dreams.
Well, I like him just fine. He's a good guy. We got anything else by him?
We have Mr. Kicks.
Well, let's have a little Mr. Kicks. Mark Christian Miller. I'm raising the standards.
Permit me to introduce myself. The name is Mr. Kicks. I dwell in a dark dominion down by the river Styx. The devil has sent me here because I'm full of wicked tricks, and I'm such a popular fellow among all you lunatics. I teach a course in ruination from the devil's text. To fools who can't withstand temptation, step right up, you're next. I hail from a hot old hellhole down along the river Styx. Allow me to introduce myself. The name is Mr. Kicks. When an old wolf starts to prowling out among the young lambs howling, don't you know he's looking for kicks? When a young cat full of sly tricks spends his evenings chasing fly chicks, 10 to 1, he's looking for kicks. Kicks is always in demand, 'cause Kicks is full of fun and laughter. Lots of folks get out of hand because it's only Kicks they're after. Shady lady and her lover operating undercover. She knows sin and virtue don't mix. Her mama raised her prim and proper. Now wild horses couldn't stop her when she's on the man hunt for kicks. Do-da-do-do. Kicks, oh, nothing but kicks. Just kicks, looking for kicks. I'm Satan's sinful servant sent to get you in a fix. So look me up most any time. The name is Mr. Kicks.
Mr. Kicks, Mark Christian Miller. Good guy. And
Yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff indeed. Thanks, Mark, for taking time to chat with us. Let's do liner notes. The Academy Awards, of course, were a couple of weeks ago. Ethan Hawke was nominated this year for his riveting portrayal of lyricist Lorenz Hart in the film Blue Moon. He didn't win, but it's a great performance. I highly recommend it. Robert Kaplow's screenplay, inspired by letters from Elizabeth Whalen to Hart, is both quirky and heartbreaking. The title song, on the other hand, is steeped in controversy. If you're interested, go to Wikipedia, type in Blue Moon song, then scroll down to background. There's a fascinating story on who really may have written the tune. For now, we'll go with the most popular version of its history. Written in 1934 by Rodgers and Hart, Blue Moon would ultimately become their biggest hit. And speaking of big hits, the 1961 Marcel's doo-wop version of the tune reached number one on the Billboard 100 and the UK singles charts. Blue Moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Hart's contribution to the Great American Songbook can't be overstated. From Where or When and My Funny Valentine to This Can't Be Love and Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered. His lyrics are national treasures. Here from 1954, Peggy Lee's iconic recording of the classic Blue Moon. Enjoy.
Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You heard me saying a prayer for someone I really could care for. And then there suddenly appeared before me the only one my arms could ever hold. I heard somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I looked, the moon had turned to gold. Blue moon, now I'm without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
Peggy Lee with the Rodgers and Hart's tune Blue Moon. A couple program notes coming up in April and May. We'll talk to John Beasley, another fine piano player from L.A. We'll talk to Paula West. We talked about that last week, I think, or the week before, about her tune When That Man Is Dead and Gone, which is an Irving Berlin tune. A fascinating story on that. Talk to our buddies over at San Juan Oaks. Trace Pinos, one of our favorite restaurants. We'll talk to Sam's Chowder House, whom we love in Half Moon Bay. And we'll get Dr. John either in studio or on the air and talk about what's going on.
I like the visual image of a kid lying on his back under a piano while his mom plays it. Yeah, that really made a picture in my mind.
And he had all these footprints on him when she switched from major to minor, to quote Cole Porter. Anyway, that does it. Thank you for listening, Billy. Good seeing you, my friend.
Good to see you.
The A train's on its way in. I am on my way out. As always, this show has been for Mark, for Georgianne, and for you. Until next week, when we once again raise the standards, I'm Jacoby. I'll see you soon.
If you should take a train,